technology but other areas. And PIPSO is looking
the presence of the Korean market in Fiji, the presence of Korean businesses and interests, of course, in Fiji has been around for a while. And indeed, Fijian interest in Korea has been there. The fact that we have direct flights to Seoul makes it a lot more easier, and indeed helps us to keep that connectivity alive. I'd like to very briefly just highlight some of the key aspects of what had already been discussed. And that is that, firstly, Fiji does provide an opportunity for businesses outside of the region to come to Fiji, to not just take advantage of the market in Fiji, but also around the Pacific. And Fiji is the hub of the South Pacific. There is no doubt that a number of opportunities that exist in Fiji that does not exist in our other brother and sister Pacific Island countries, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of our human resource skills, in terms of stability, law and order, and indeed in terms of the consistency of policies that have been maintained over the past number of years, that has indeed led to the economic growth rate of about 3.8%, which is far more than any of the other Pacific Island countries in the region, including Australia and New Zealand. As was highlighted by the Vice President, that there are opportunities in the non-traditional areas of investment. And I talk specifically now about independent power producers. You know, we've had some very successful meetings in recent times between private Korean companies that are producing energy through biomass. And we hope that that will indeed be coming to the fore very, very soon. And I think one of the reasons why that has actually happened is that there has been a complete overhaul in most of the areas in the economy, in particular, for example, renewable energy. The fact that now you have tariff rates that are a lot more attractive for investment by independent power producers to get into the market, to supply to the Fiji electricity national grid, provides those opportunities. Similarly, the opportunities that exist now within the private sector itself, and also within the semi-government areas, and I talk more specifically about statutory bodies, whether it's our ports, whether it's our airports, whether it's our other infrastructure that has been now more interactive with the private sector. Korea, no doubt, is a powerhouse for IT. One of the very few countries that has had enormous investment in the IT sector. There's obviously a lot that we can learn from you. Indeed, some of the policies that we have put in place, like the telecenters throughout Fiji, we gained a lot of impetus from Korea regarding that, because we have very low penetration rate, at least we have very low penetration rate in internet connection. And now that has increased substantially within the span of about 18 months. We now have about 75,000 new users of internet in Fiji. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think both of the countries will most definitely benefit from this relationship, which will be formalized, not just in terms of using Fiji as a hub to be able to reach out to the other Pacific Island countries. And as Mr. Polentini will attest to you, that some of the other Pacific Island countries obviously have some way to go in terms of the development of the private sector and being organized along the ways that we have in the Fijian economy, Fiji Employees Federation, Fiji Commerce and Employees Federation, or whether it's the various chambers of commerce. And that, of course, I think is something that we can learn from your organization, which has been in existence for over 100 years, which can be passed on through the Fiji Commerce and Employees Federation. But it's a win-win situation. It's not just all about how much we trade with each other, but it's also about the transfer of knowledge and skills, transfer of knowledge base, and in fact it creates a lot more stability on a global basis, and this is what we all have to achieve. And I think I would like to lastly say that for any relationship to be lasting, we need to ensure it's not just mutually beneficial, but also that the various organizations that are involved in part of this partnership program, they need to be internally robust themselves. They need to be responsive to their own membership. And I think I'm sure that's the success of your chamber, where you are very much responsive to your members. The same way we need to ensure that organizations like in Fiji, part of the ministry, like the Chamber of Commerce, and various other organizations that are NGO-based, need to be a lot more responsive to the membership in order for it to maintain the vitality and need to have that intelligent input on a continuing basis.